Yes, sir. Chi-Town, we in the building. Inglewood, Cali, we in the building. Planet Earth, we in this joint. The Self Luv Show, Micro-Agressions, and the original human being. We got a great show lined up today. Booger Balls has reared Booger's ugly face. That's the Spooks, the Hack. So we're working to get it fixed, but we're going to go ahead and launch this thing here. 1 second. And please take this time to like, share, subscribe. Let's get them in the building. Post it on your Facebook page. Whatever social media you got. It's going to be a powerful, powerful show. Looking forward to it. So, stand by. Stand by.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
In entering upon this course of instruction, each of you should, so far as possible, lay aside for the time being all previous theories and beliefs. By so doing, you will be saved the trouble of trying all the way through the show to put, quote, new wine into old wineskins, end quote. Luke chapter 5, verse 37. If there's anything as we proceed which you don't understand or agree with, just let it lie passively in your mind until you have enjoyed the entire show. For many statements that would at first arouse antagonism and discussion will be cleared and easily accepted a little farther on. After the show is over, if you wish to return to your old beliefs and ways of living, you are at perfect liberty to do so. But for the time being, be willing to become as a little child, for said the master in spiritual things, quote, except ye become as little children. Ye shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven, end quote. Matthew chapter 18, verse 3. If at times there seems to be repetition, please remember, the Self Luv Show is a lesson, not a lecture.
And even in this instance, if I could be a service to a 9-year-old girl or a 19-year-old woman or girl who wants to be a woman, is to really remember that self-love is the best way that you can receive love from anybody else, because it's coming from you. A lot of times we forget that. We look externally for this love. We look externally for this feeling of validation and adoration and approval, and it has to come from within.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Yes, sir. There we go. Chi-Town kids in the building. We up in here. What down, what down, what down? Self love. Vision. I'm just a kid from Chicago. Yes, sir. I'm just a kid from Chicago. I'm just a kid from Chicago. All right, here we go. Big ups, big ups, big ups. Welcome to Chi-Town's very own, the Self Luv Show, where we got two mottos. Motto number one is on earth as it is in heaven. Bing. All praise due to the ancestors. Special big ups to my mama Sky. And our second motto is as above, so below. Right now we can be found Malcolm exclusively on our YouTube channel. This ain't that. This ain't that network. This ain't Fox. This ain't ABC. This ain't Disney. This ain't NBC. This ain't ESPN. This is, TATN. Got McDonald's, ESPN, TATN. This is your co-host, 9 Millie, also known as Self, one of the Selves. What down, Chi-Town? What down? Repeat after he. I am greater than my excuse. I am greater than my excuse. One more time for the charm. I am greater than my excuse. Today is Wednesday. Let's see here. June 1. All right. 6:21 p.m. LA time. 8:21 Chi-Town time. And we are live. We are live. And as always, we like to acknowledge that you cats can be any place in this magnanimous universe. And thankfully, we all Scooter chose to be here together. Here together. I'm just a kid from Chicago. What down, brother Wordsmith? What you manifesting today, Brody?
Love. It's kind of difficult, but love just the same.
Hey, I feel you, man. Yeah, I'm about doing the same thing myself, man. What's been going on in your neck of the shot?
Interface is failing again, so Got to use the computer business, and we're gonna work with it, make it happen. Also, Self Love Vision got broken up in transport. Don't know how that happens when you have it in a glass case, but that's life, my friend.
No self-love vision, huh?
Man, well, I mean,
Oh man, that's classic.
what can you do, bro?
Hey, it is what it is, and what do you say? It ain't what it ain't. How was your trip for the graduation, man?
Oh man, graduation was something else. We got to talk offline about that. But Detroit was amazing.
Yeah. Y'all had y'all thing going on, huh?
Yeah, well, I missed that because I went to the graduation, but it was Movement Festival 2022 in Detroit. Amazing event, bro. That shit was huge. 5, 6 stages. Amazing. And bro, I ain't even see an argument when I was in Detroit. I was like, wow. They like to say Detroit is this or that.
What do you mean? Were you there or not there? I thought you just said you weren't there because of the graduation.
I wasn't there for our party. I was there for Movement.
Gotcha.
Our party was Friday.
Okay, so you missed the event. Now, what's a Movement?
Movement's a huge festival. It's in downtown Detroit.
Music fest?
Yeah. Yup. Man.
It was nothing but love, huh, bro?
Nothing. I was like tripping that I ain't even see an argument. Nothing close to violence. Not at all.
Hey, well, that's great. That's fantastic. Big up to the Big D, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so for y'all who don't know the show's format, what to expect, as always, we're going to run the self-love quote of the day, our Moor Growth and Development video. That's Moor Growth and Development. That's our platform. That's our foundation. That's what we stand upon. So tune into that. It's only 1 minute. And then, of course, we have our Tattoo Tyranny video where Self-Love and I unpack a short video, and we like to say if it's, we like to determine if it's tyrannical or not. Check your mute out there. I just muted it. We like to say if it's tyrannical or not. Then, of course, we got our dome teaser, and that's a riddle. Then, of course, today's topic is microaggressions and black women in the workplace, with tonight's honored guest, and we know her as Sukiya Reid, but I think you guys know her as Sukiya. And then, of course, next week's sneak peek, and of course, my favorite personal part of the whole shebang, and that's where this brother to my right breaks everything down in a poetical piece of prose, to be redundant. Off the rip, straight off the top of the dome. It's a summary of today's show. So, but before we get into it, you got any announcements, Brody?
Just want to say the ultimate congratulations to my baby girl, Gabrielle Noel Smith. Daddy loves you to the most highest.
Fantastic. Yeah, man. And ditto. Uncle Nine loves you too. Bro, every time you say something, it sounds like somebody splashing water on your microphone or something.
Well, it's the computer microphone, so I don't know.
I got you. All right. Well, we're going to make it do what it do.
Oh, hold on a sec. Check. Okay, maybe that's why. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Is that better?
Same thing. Yeah, it's all good. All right. So I didn't have any announcements because we're going to keep pushing the show forward. So if there's any, we want to know where you're from out there in the chat. Where you're checking in from. Also, if we got any Earths, that's Black women in the building, let us know. Please chime in. This is interactive, and we want to get all perspectives as we move forward. If you have questions, don't be shy. We encourage the questions. Let's just keep it respectful, or the questions will probably be ignored unless it's funny. And then, trolls get holes around here. Eventually, I'll drop the phone line into the chat. Anybody wants to call in once we start our session with our guest tonight, then feel free to do so. If you have any comments or questions, let's keep it brief. Brevity is the soul of wit. But thank you all for being here. And enough of my yapping. I'll go ahead and turn it over to this brother to my right so he can handle his business. Check your mute there, fella.
Thank y'all for being here. If it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't be here. Wouldn't have a reason to be, would we? But as always, we have a great video, Moor Growth and Development platform, which we are building the Self Love Nation off of. But as always, before that, we have the Self Love Show quote of the day. If we give our children sound self-love, they will be able to deal with whatever life puts before them. Once again, if we give our children sound, safe love, they will be able to deal with whatever life puts before them. That's from Bell Hooks. Uh-oh.
Oh, my bad. I forgot I'm supposed to be. Yeah.
I got it.
All right. I'm getting no volume on that video. You want me to run it or?
I probably didn't. It's probably on my end. Thank y'all for being patient with us. Yeah, if you don't cut the audio on, then it's usually a problem.
We live, y'all. We live. Please like, share, subscribe. Let's get them in this joint. Like, share, subscribe. We got some great questions lined up here. I see we got Omni Overseer. All right. Brother Dre is in the building. Yo, Noopy. Thanks for your support. You can go ahead whenever you're ready to run it. It's not running. I think we lost Tori. Tori, you there? All right, we lost Tori. So, let's see here. Yeah. All right. So I will run it here. All right.
Silverback Moor Growth and Development platform. Number 1, repair our nation via reparations. We demand our silverback. Number 2, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. And 3, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, shine a light on positive influence. 5, heal our community one person at a time. 6, provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar. 8, to provide mentors for the mentorless.
Yeah, buddy. 9.
To close the gap between us
we
and
are
our pink
definitely closing the gap. It'll close. Closing the gap. All right. And for those who don't know, we do have a 10th tenet to the foundation that we added, a 10th brick, if you will. And
protect our women and children by any and all means necessary.
Facts. That's our final tenet. And so if you guys have any other anything else you think can be added or amended, we are here for the feedback. Drop it in the live comments, or you can drop it in the comments after this live stream is posted on TATN. We encourage commentary. The algorithm is a dancer, and the algorithm loves it. If you guys missed last week's show, I suggest you check it out. It was entitled Buffalo Soldiers, How Long Shall They Kill Our Prophets? Yeah, we broke down, some solutions as well, huh, Self?
Facts. Great conversation. A lot of information that will help you expand your mind. Check it out. Check it out.
Who was that, Aaron Hall?
That's Hot Tub Tory.
Well, all right. Hot Tub Tory. Got a whole t-shirt, huh? All right.
Yep, they made it for me for Detroit, bro. They was people,
Things have certainly changed since I left the city.
It's hilarious.
All right. Big ups. That's Shopper Pro, because we just started LGBTQ week, so you're gonna get some attention walking around with that Hot Tub Tory on your shirt there, fella.
No.
Yeah,
Not.
That's where we at. All right, so all right, so today's topic: like, share, subscribe. We're doing microaggressions and black women in the workplace. Our guest is Sukiya Reid. So we're gonna start that very shortly. I'll run it because I think if you run it, we're gonna keep having these technical issues. So, but Self Love, did you see the shook pigs in Texas, bro? The shook pigs in Texas?
No, I don't think so. No, stay pretty unplugged.
Yeah, can we say pigs on YouTube? I don't know if we can say pigs, but
swine maybe. I don't know.
All right, well, big ups to our crack production staff.
They made a terrible mistake.
We believe there should have been an entry at that as soon as you can.
The top cop in Texas admitted today that officers on the scene failed to take swift action to breach the door and save those 19 elementary school kids and their teachers.
The on-scene commander considered it a barricaded subject and that there was time and there were no more children at risk. Obviously, based upon the information we have, there were children in that classroom that were at risk, and it was, in fact, still an active shooter situation.
Reporters bombarded Public Safety Director Stephen McCraw with questions.
With the benefit of hindsight, stand by, right? I got it. Okay. Hey, from the benefit of hindsight, where I'm sitting now, of course it was not the right decision. It was the wrong decision. Period.
The reaction was immediate and devastating.
Maybe somebody needs to be out of a job.
I would say
the greatest failure in modern American law enforcement history as it pertains to an active shooter.
You have injured people who are dying out in the scene. Officers have no choice. It's their duty to go in and rescue those people.
Today's news conference comes amid the ongoing uproar over what parents say was a delay in ending the killer's rampage.
I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cops just talking to each other, doing nothing.
A new published report says when the Border Patrol SWAT team rushed to the school, they were ordered by local police to hold back and were not permitted to go after the gunman who had already opened fire on children inside the school. It took 40 to 45 minutes before the SWAT team was allowed to make their move. We also now know why the back door to the school was unlocked, allowing the shooter to simply walk in.
The exterior door was propped open by a teacher.
McCraw also detailed the heartbreaking 911 call made by a student in room 111.
You could hear over the 911 call that 3 shots were fired. She asked 911 to please send the police now.
At one point, it just got too much for the lawman. When the shooter burst into the classroom, the students were watching a Disney movie. One child says the gunman looked the teacher in the eye, said good night, and shot her. Authorities released this photo of the hero Border Patrol officer who ended up taking the killer down. It shows his staples, the result of a bullet that grazed the top of his head and blew a hole in his cap.
If I thought it would help, I would apologize.
Well, you go ahead and apologize. He should step.
Reap it, Murphy.
He should retire. Bro, they've been, the whole story is like, now the teacher didn't even leave the door open. They said the teacher kicked the rock out of there, and for some reason that door didn't close.
Well, from what I understand, several of the cops went in and got their children.
I hadn't heard that. And where are you getting this news from?
That I heard from the news in Texas. When I was in Texas, I heard it on the news.
Well, their children were in the same class? Or
I don't know if they were in the same class in the school.
The government just said, hey, you want your kids? Here you go.
They was in the school. They didn't,
Oh, yeah, they had gotten all the other kids out.
They went and got theirs for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they got theirs. They didn't get everybody out at once. They got theirs out and was stopping the other parents from going in the school.
Well, it was one officer whose child died that was in the classroom. I don't think he went in there.
No, I didn't hear that part. They didn't say that on the news.
I tell you, you and your alternative news facts.
It was the news. It was right on the TV. I don't even watch the news. I was out there.
And so they said okay, I got you. But now the governor came out there with R&P all over his face like they lied. It's a case of the chickens coming home to roost, Self Love, to quote the great late Malcolm X. These pigs, oink, oink, oinkity, oink, oink, have been lying since the inception of their creation. Facts. Lying. And now I'm surprised, I'm shocked that they lied. Reap it, Murphy, USOB.
Facts, no way around that one. Don't need self-love vision for that one.
At least you got 50%. Now, I'm just saying, bro, like, in this situation, man, first of all, rest in peace
to all of them.
To all our ancestors that became new there, and condolences to their family. And like you just mentioned, they're keeping the parents out. I don't know, Self. They would have had to shoot me in my back. I don't know how they could have kept me out personally.
I don't think they would have kept me out. I just can't see that or fathom that.
Like I'm even having a conversation with these guys. Exactly.
You know how we feel anyway. They don't protect us. They just serve us.
And arrest us.
Serve us crap.
Yeah. Serve us up to the Gestapo.
Yeah.
And so they all had the training. This guy is still talking about hindsight. He would go right in. No, we've had hindsight on this since Columbine, when all of the law enforcement agencies said, no, the best practice is to go in immediately and neutralize the lone gunman, right? They just had training months ago, recently, Self, and he sits back and lets this guy sit in there with kids calling, and now he's saying, I would apologize if I thought it would make a difference.
as many of these things that's happening this year, because there was another one that almost happened that a lady shot the gunman.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so it's so many of these things happening that, you know, being unprepared for it is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
I don't know if we can call this tyranny, but I'll call it fearny. I feel like it's tyranny in some
It's
kind
tyranny. They stopped them parents from going in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they didn't do their job.
And these were poor or Latinx brothers and sisters. These are some of the poorest people. Do you think if that was some sort of rich, private, dare I say, pink or white school, that they would have been holding those parents back and they'd have been sitting around talking about we didn't know what to do?
No, they would have took their ass in there.
Right. Exactly. Like big ups to the Border Patrol, who came right in there. They sat around in that hallway for a minute, Self, and then they said F orders and went on in there.
Yeah, should say F orders from jump.
I concur. They probably had to wait to hear from a higher up. But you're right. I concur, bro. Easy for me to say sitting here.
Yeah, only higher up I needed, the creator. It's the only higher up.
Yeah, I they say we're playing armchair cop, but hey, I didn't take the oath and sign up to be a hero and walk around and call myself a hero and have everybody giving me free donuts and stuff like that everywhere I go and pat me on my back. And, you know what I mean? Telling me how great I am. So.
I hear you.
You know what I mean? You got any other comments on this before we move past this, bro?
No, tyranny. That's all.
All right. And since we started late, we're going to save the how to move and not to move for, we'll save it for next week. But did we skip over the riddle or something?
Yeah, we haven't done that.
All right. So normally where does that come in? After the how to move? And
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so. All right, so tonight's show is Micro-Aggressions and Black Women in the Workplace with our guest, Sukiya Reid. So that's what we're going to jump into. But here's our riddle before we jump into it. If there are 4 sheep, 2 dogs, and 1 herdsman, how many feet are there? If there are 4 sheep, 2 dogs, and 1 herdsman, how many feet are there? Chat, feel free to type the answer in if you can figure it out. Self Love's got a thumbs up. He's going to type it into our Zoom chat just to get a time and a stamp on it. So you guys think we're not playing some sort of sham here. All right. He is correct. I'm the Overseer's been coming through, like the 3 Club that he is, as of recent. Yeah, hasn't he? Yeah, he's Googling it, though. I think Ace sent him a Google link to show him how to use Google. Something's going on. But we got a smart chat. We got a very smart chat. All right, so without further ado, and you might want to text her and tell her to get in the cream room. And then I'll kick this off. All right, you guys. So we're going to get our guests in the building here. Thank you for your patience. Going to run our commercial. This is the promo. Then, of course, we got a big show lined up for you guys next week. Might have to wash the back of my neck. We have a silver backette joining the Give Back gang.
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman.
All right, so we got next week on the Self Luv Show, June 1. I think I sent her the wrong link. Silver Servant coming in the building. Looking forward to that. So we'll get a, what do you call that, promo video all set
We're
up.
just like, let's put the big black girl out there.
If I were a different race and a different gender, would you be treating me the same way?
Immediately, they want to disrespect you.
And once we get everything more lined up, and I think Self Love knows it. And once we get everything more lined up, and I think Self Love knows who the guest is, but University of Illinois grad.
I do.
Yeah. We'll get that all set up. It's going to be a great, great show. Really looking forward to this conversation. Yeah, buddy.
What's going on? This is Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already.
Do you still have them?
All right. So we've got coming into the building, UIUC, as they call it, University of Illinois at Urbana, Champaign. We also have, she earned her BS there in community health. Also, what's so funny?
You said earn your BS. I know a Bachelor of Science, but I just had a,
All right.
moment.
Hold on. I'm doing your intro, so we're going to get you in here in a second, all right? So bear with us. All right. She has over 26 years of experience, running offices, office assistants, things of this nature. Her specialties, according to her LinkedIn page, are billing, clerical, customer service, policy analysis. Currently, she's the administrative assistant for the city of Champaign, and she reports directly to the mayor. And she's also has side hustles. And, as you're going to make your first million, you're going to need some side hustles out there. She's a general transcriptionist. She does all types of transcription work, but also specifically for PhD dissertation interviews. That seems pretty technical, you guys. She is not active right now, but was recently active as a mentor. She's big on mentoring. We'll get into that. Champaign, Urbana, one-to-one mentoring. Also, I thought I put the link in here. If I didn't, I put it on the wrong link, I believe. But I think I did put it in here. So I pinned the link to what she's promoting here today. And so without further ado, Self Love, you got to jump in here and handle your business. Let's do this.
Welcome to the Self Love Show. I've been looking forward since we booked you. I know this conversation is going to expand the Self Love Nation.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Thank you again.
What's up?
Facts. Definitely happy to have you here as well. Let's see here. Hold on. I'm getting a lot of chatter. Good job, Janelle, on that riddle. So she got it right. So
I
yeah.
saw that.
Yeah, but thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I know, we all have busy life schedules, so we like to jump right into it. I want to give you some background on why we do what we do. Self Love and I, after the George Floyd travesty, for lack of a better term, we decided we need to get our voices out there, from every walk of life. So we tend to believe that as we watch MSNBC or CNN or these other networks, we'll have people who look like us. Some of them may even sound like us, but, we just felt like we needed more balance into the equation. And also, your descendants, somewhere down the line, once all of us are up in the stars or whatever, they'll be able to pull this up and, hear it from your mouth, so to speak. I mean, could you imagine being able to, hear your great-great-great-great-grandmother tell you how things were back in the day? So that's another reason of why we do this process and why we do it this way. So you got any comments or anything you want to say before we jump right into it?
I've been under the weather, y'all. I'm doing all right now. So I was trying to make sure I got my voice together for you guys. So if I start sounding a little, that's why my voice started going away or coughing or something, but I'm here for it.
Oh yeah. And Suki is an absolute trooper because, we offered her the ability to, postpone this until next week. And, she's a woman of her word. So we big ups to that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Must be that K-Sweet in her.
Damn.
Right.
I got my red on, baby.
All right. So here we go. We're going to jump this off. When and where were you born? And can you describe to us what it was like coming up over there in your early childhood?
Okay, I was born in 1978 in Harvey, Illinois. I was actually born at Ingalls. So we lived in Harvey for just a little bit and then moved to Stager. I don't have much memories of that period. But when I was 5, we moved to University Park. That's where I grew up at. So that's where I have the most memories. And it's the suburbs, Back in the day, you got ripped for trying to say you're from Chicago. But like when you down here, you say Chicago because you don't feel like getting into the individual suburbs. But that's where I grew up. And I had a 2-parent household, very strict, very sheltered. Grew up Church of God in Christ, which I'm happy for the foundation as I get older. But some of the nuances that come with that religion and that sex.
Oh yeah, no cigarettes. You got
baby.
Your skirt's got to be lowered in your knee. Yeah, I know all about.
We
culture.
couldn't do nothing.
Uh-huh.
We couldn't do nothing. We couldn't listen to nothing but gospel. You couldn't wear makeup. We couldn't wear nail polish. Like we couldn't do nothing. And I could wear pants though. My mom, we didn't get taken out of pants, but my cousins did. So like it was like horrible. So I was really my mother was a teacher for 25 years before she passed away. I'll get into that. But so I was big on education. I could read before I even went to kindergarten. And they called me a nerd and a church girl. Cause like that's basically all I did was church and school. Okay. So I don't know how much deeper you want me to go.
All right. No, that was fantastic. And may your mom rest in peace. She's one of our ancestors. Mm-hmm. So, and speaking of which, you did kind of get into it, but can you discuss maybe your elders and your ancestors, how they were interacting with you, any lessons or colloquialisms or scriptures that you can remember that they were just, ramming home that you'd like to share with the Self Love Nation?
It was a lot of scare tactics, basically. I mean, not from my mother, but everyone else. And even my grandparents. I was without, by the time I was 14, I had already lost 3 grandparents. And I still got the one left. She's still kicking, 89. But it was always like, you can't do wrong and get by. And God see everything you're doing. Like it was them scary type of like quotes coming from them. From my mom, it was more so like, which I've heard people say on you guys' show before is, you know, we've got to work harder as Black people to even be considered or even make, you know, half of what the white people are making. And my mother did always say, like, and I learned the hard way, but she was like, I don't care how close you get to some white people, they're not your friends. They are not your friends. And I don't know why. Back then I was like, why is she saying this? But I got it as I got older. And just basically working hard, and I can do all things through Christ. Like, those are the things that I used to hear growing up.
You know, it's interesting that your late mom would say that. Just, you know, like, I'm going off hindsight now, which we know is 2020, but I did bring this up on a previous show. You know, if we look back and we think, okay, yeah, in grade school I had these white friends, and in high school I had these white friends, and in university I had these white friends, and at different jobs, you know, places of employment, I had these white coworkers. But then you come to realize, as soon as you're no longer in that school or no longer working at that place, you never interact with one another. It's weird.
It is weird. I do have one that I'm still friends with now from my old job, but that hurt my heart. Like, when I would get older, because I'm like, why? You know, why I gotta be like that?
And I'm not just blaming them. You know, I'm just saying, you know, I have to look internally as well, but just it's weird.
Whole lot less in common, I would say, after what has you in the same realm. It's the only thing I can really think of, Spirit telling me that's
right.
You know, it's
Come on,
really didn't have a whole lot in common. Really weren't friends, just acquaintances. And
yeah, might have been on the same baseball team.
Time tell.
In a deeper way, like they'll turn on you in a second. You know what I'm saying? Don't for 1 minute think you can get comfortable, right? And thinking they're your friends, right? Because when it hit the fan, you the one under the bus.
Yeah. Yeah, all of it is his.
Right.
Yeah, all that's his. And I'm coming to court to testify against him.
He did that.
Yeah,
she did that.
And they made me do it. All right. All right, here we go.
Right.
All right, let's push past this, because you know, big ups to the whites and the pinks.
Yeah.
All right. Any interactions with well, you're in Steger, so and UP back in the day, so
yeah, UP, yeah.
Yeah, it's darkened up a bit, but any interactions with non-blacks, and can you describe what that was like?
Yeah, so even though I grew up in University Park, I went to school Creek-Monee, so that's wild white. Like, and then I had honors classes like from the time I went to middle school and high school in Creek. So I would be like basically almost one of two blacks in almost every class I had. So that was the norm for me. I wasn't used to, not saying it wasn't a lot of blacks. Like, when I ran track and cross country, then that's when I was around more of my kind, but basically my day-to-day in class, I was mainly around white people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had that similar experience in high school too. More than two, but it'd be like a handful. But then I see the guys like in basketball or in the hallway, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's when I used to get roasted and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And I was in orchestra, so like I was like the epitome of a geek, I guess, in their eyes.
Well, who was the first United States president that you can remember?
Ronald Reagan.
Ooh, Nancy, we're going to stop these drugs, close down these federal mental health facilities because it's costing us so much money. Yeah, you know, he closed it down, and that's why you got all these shooters right now out here, you know, because he didn't want to spend the money. We send all our money to Ukraine right now, so small ups to Ronald Reagan. All right.
And the DARE campaign, like, because that was when I was in elementary school. They used to come in and we'd sing the song.
No ups to Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, off drugs.
You already know me. No ups.
I'm surprised you let me get away with that earlier. Big ups to somebody. I thought he must have stepped away. I thought he was going to come in with the no ups. All right. What were your interactions, if any, with the local 12 or police like back then?
It was good. I didn't have any. The most interaction I probably had growing up was my mother getting speeding tickets because we was always late everywhere. So we would always get pulled over on the way to church because our church was in Posen. So that's like 30 minutes away. And that would be like the extent of it. Or if they would come to our school, like I said, with DARE and stuff like that, the DARE program, it was nothing negative at that stage of my life.
Okay. All right. So, but there was some driving while black going on out there as you look at it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. You said you were getting pulled over on the way to church. What were y'all doing?
Man, my mama was speeding though because we was late, but still.
Pulled over on the way to church. You know what I'm saying?
I know, right?
So, that smells like a pig to me. But I used to be out there in those south suburbs getting pulled over and, getting tickets for everything.
Yeah.
All right. But all right, let's keep it going. So you mentioned Kojic.
Yes.
I've got a deep family history in that church, and I remember it was Bible. What is it? Bible study. Yep. And
everybody meet.
YPWW. It was all types of acronyms, and you was just in church. Then you was traveling. Then the visitor guy came up preaching. Then the next one preached. Like the preacher would talk for 3 hours. I remember I started going to Johnny Coleman's church, and we ran it out of there in like 45 minutes. I'm like, whoa.
That's how I felt down here. We used to be at church all day. Then
all
they want
day.
They want you to fast. We was kids fasting.
All right. But speak on how the churches, how you felt like the churches were in their relationship with your community. Was it the same? Was there any difference?
I feel like, well, I can only speak for my church because we were so wrapped in that, like we didn't go anywhere else. And my family ran the church list. I didn't pin that. My uncle was the pastor, my mother's brother. And then all of her siblings all ran the church. So it wasn't that we were just going to church. It was like we was locked because my mother was a minister of music. Like there was no getting away from anything. And so in that time, like they didn't do any type of community, nothing. Like it was just about church, you going to heaven or hell. We would have church picnics, but that was for whoever went to the church. It wasn't like it was inviting the community in. Now that I'm older and seeing what needs to be done or what could be done, it was just the silo of just us at our church. And they were so bad that if you weren't a church of God in Christ, you was going to hell. So it wasn't even if you just weren't Christian. It's like if you weren't church of God in Christ, that was it.
Yeah, my friends used to think I was in a cult. I stopped going at 13. And I told my mom it's just not going to happen. I'm either going to run away. I told her. And she was like, you don't have to go no more. But my grandmother was in charge of the music. My great-grandmother was a founding member at Church of God in Christ with Bishop Mason Temple. So she was there listening to him preach the word. And so my grandmother taught Mahalia Jackson. So we were deep into it. So you got to understand, you missed me with all this. You couldn't get away with nothing. Maybe it's because I was a boy. I got away with murder.
We didn't have a choice. I wish I could at 13.
No. I had to go to church up until 13. Right. But I'm saying I got away with murder in the church. They'd be like, oh, that's the pastor's grandson. That's the, you know what I mean?
I was too scared between them and God. I didn't want to go to hell. So, yeah. I mean, I'm serious. You wouldn't believe it because of, if you know me now, but then I was too scared to do anything wrong. I'm telling you the truth. I was too scared.
Oh, well, yeah, we can talk about that. But yeah.
Telling the truth.
Yeah, I just, they told me about that, but then you can ask for forgiveness. So I was,
I wasn't playing with that. I wasn't playing.
I got the gum stuck in the old mother's hair up there in the front, but God forgive me. You know what I mean?
Lord.
So I'm going to be in church. I'm going to have my fun. All right, but Janelle said she had the quote right, and she did get it right, that you got to work twice as hard to get half of what they get. Yeah. Dolly, pardon her sarcasm, said they'll literally sell their mama for a promotion. I think she's referring to the pink stink. And Self Love, she said no ups.
No ups.
I think she's talking about the Ronald Reagan. No ups. You like that, Self?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're going to keep pushing. How many times, if any, can you remember hearing gunfire growing up? Maybe your mom and dad are like, jump on the floor, the bullets don't have no address.
Right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you wasn't getting that in UP. You're getting it now in UP, but you wasn't getting it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, my senior year, a guy murdered his girlfriend.
Rest her soul.
She had a restraining order. He got through the patio and killed her. That was probably the first time something like that happened that close in University Park that I could remember.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So along those lines, when did you get a sense of things turning more cutthroat and or violent? Was that around that time or?
Probably, I mean, because before then, I did want to touch on it. When I was 5, when we first moved out there, my first guns didn't even really register, with me. But when I was 5, my cousin was killed. My first cousin, he was 20 and he lived in Chicago Heights with my aunt. This is my mom's sister. So she was a single mom with 4 kids. And he was the oldest, and he was trying to help her out with the bills. So he got a job at White Hand Pantry in Chicago Heights. And the store got robbed, and he was trying to be the savior of the store, I guess. And he was they were trying to get in the register, and he was trying to protect the store, but then they jammed the register, so he couldn't get it open. And so they shot him. And then, in hindsight, everybody's like, man, they wish he would have just laid there and played dead. But he kept trying to no, you can't. And they shot him more, and they killed him, basically. He was only 20. And I'll never forget that they came to our house, and I remember looking through the window, and I saw my mama outside screaming because they had killed, that was her favorite nephew, and they had killed him. And before that, I didn't know nothing about nothing. And then I probably didn't encounter it again until, like I said, my senior year. And that's when I think probably that was 96, maybe stuff was starting. And then once I got down here to Champaign for school, of course, then I started encountering a lot of violence and shooting and stuff going on.
Yeah,
not like it is now, but it was more than it had been.
Yeah, that gunplay started in Champaign, and like you said, around 96. So that was and the rest, your cousin's soul, I would have been under investigation working at White Hen. They would have had me on camera if they had cameras, helping them carry the register to the car. If they were stuck in snow, I would have been pushing it.
You want me to open the safe? It's going to take 15 minutes, but yeah.
Self, I'd have been like my ship. Would you want some extra food or something?
Whatever you want. Everything is free.
That's what
on me. On me.
How about the shirt off my back? You want the shirt off my back? You know what I'm saying?
Bathtub shirt.
Man, please.
Hot tub Tory. It's in the hot tub. It ain't in the bathtub.
Yeah, let's see the hot tub Tory shirt. She wants to see the hot tub Tory shirt for everybody.
But he was such an upstanding Christian. He was trying to do the right, but I was like, we wish he would have just let them have what they needed, and he'd still be here.
Yeah.
Hey, it would have been called White Hen. If that could have been called 9 Meals, the Self Luv Show Pantry. Again, I got some money in the back. Don't forget about the safe.
Right.
Don't forget about the safe. And you want my pistol? I got a pistol. You want my pistol? Let me take the safety off of it for you. All right, but I'm gonna throw it to Self Love over here. He's got some questions for you.
Come on.
Well, Suki, if any, how many people have you lost to violence, drug overdose, prison, alcoholism, and or mental illness along the way?
Your cousin is one.
My cousin is one, right?
Yeah.
And then outside of that, maybe one friend in college that had it was mental. She committed suicide. But personally, most of the deaths that I've dealt with have not been those causes.
They've been more natural or something.
Yeah. Or accidents or something like that. Yeah.
So, whom do you credit for teaching you how to move effectively in life?
My mama and God. Of course, God is always, at the front, but my mother, she was just everything, So the 22 years I had her, you know what I mean? She poured a lot in those years.
Hey, big ups to
Sylvia J.
Yeah, I lost my mom in November, so we're in a special club.
I know that you don't want to be in.
Absolutely, because
I don't want this membership.
I just was with my mom earlier today, so
hey, yeah,
you know what I mean.
Big ups to
blessed.
Big ups to Mama Wordsmith.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Blessed what I am today. What advice do you have for Black children regarding survival, struggle, and success?
Y'all, I actually didn't have an answer right away. You need to listen to your elders. Stop thinking you know everything. Get with mentors, like, you know, to help you navigate through life. I couldn't imagine being a kid nowadays. I couldn't. Just everything that they're up against and what they have to internalize and what they see.
They're exposed to so
every
much,
day,
yeah.
right? Like it's the cartoons. They see school shootings like we watch cartoons. Like it's ridiculous. So like I really probably can't even give them too much, but I'm like at least just try to pour into them, love them, know that they're not alone and that, you know, they're not out here by themselves. That I have two sons, 13 and 15. I mean, every day, I mean, they know I love them. We say, I love you. They dudes, and they still say they love me every time they leave out, every time we get off the phone, like they know they loved, you know, and the rest, we just try to take it day by day, but they have to know they have that foundation because.
What are you raising? Mama's boys and pansies?
No,
I'm joking.
No, he's
don't start.
TATN.
They're not mamas. You know what? They mamas protectors, but they not mamas boys. They not no softies.
Listen, I wish I told my mama I loved her more. I did tell her a lot growing up. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, you know what I'm saying? We all about self-love and love.
I don't care because that's the problem with a lot of Black men and boys today. You act like it's something wrong with telling you somebody you love them. You ain't got no feelings. You want to be all hard. So,
I never had that issue. even growing up, my mama used to be like, "Boy, get out your great grandmama lap." Real talk. About 4 or 5, I'm still sitting there.
Boy, get out that hot bathtub.
Like, what are you doing?
Hot tub Tory.
Hot tub Tory. All right.
It's my sanctuary.
All right, listen.
That's gonna be a running.
We're going to jump into the second segment. That's where we do our foundational questions. These are our more growth and development questions. So I'm going to throw it over to Self Love over here.
What's your take on reparations?
Run it. Cut the check, like Nicki Minaj said. Turn that goopy down.
Cut the check. Man.
Overdue, past due, in arrears. Like, for real. I mean, the particulars are another thing, but I'm absolutely for reparation.
No doubt. No doubt. Are there any myths or stereotypes of like Black men or women, you know, from Chicago area that you would like to clear up for the Self Love Nation?
Yeah. She probably eating chicken and watermelon right now. So.
Before I got on. I can't speak for the city. I mean, the suburbs, people think the people from the suburbs soft anyway, but I think they think people may be rude or harsh or, you know, something like that, but that's not the case. I mean, I don't know any particular stereotypes from my area per se. I guess coming down here, you get some of it. Like they think because you're from a larger area that you feel like maybe you better than, you know, people from down here, or that you feel like it's country down here. Mm-hmm. I mean, when we came, I mean, we didn't like townies, and now I'm a certified townie, and I birthed 2 townies, which is hilarious.
Hold on. For context, which she means by townies, for anybody who doesn't know, those are people who were born and raised on the college campus, and we come down there and come to their town and label them as townies.
Because on campus, like we stayed on campus. I know I did. We didn't leave campus except to go to Meijer because that used to be the only grocery store. But when you go to the parties, it was for U of I students. You had to have your ID, but the townies was always trying to come in the party. They always started the fights, and then they always want to shoot outside. So I got jumped by 4 townies my sophomore year.
Well,
listen.
Listen. All my friends who were against one gang, their kids are in that gang. Or if they were against certain fraternities, their kids are in that fraternity. So now guess what? Your boys are townies.
They really are.
By definition.
I'd be mad. I'm like, dang it. But I done did.
That's great.
Big ups to the townies, though, straight up.
Yeah, because, we needed that. They needed foundation from us, and we needed the foundation from them.
True.
Facts.
They held down the city. We were just visiting, really.
A lot of my townies were plugs.
Yeah.
I bet.
TATN.
That'll make 2 appearances already.
Okay. Suki, what would you do to see foundational Black Americans do to prosper?
What do they need to do?
Yeah, what would you like them see them do?
See them do. We need to get more knowledge about a lot of stuff like stocks, education around finances, ways to, because we're never going to be wealthy working a 9-to-5 ever.
Facts.
Right. So like that's where we're hindered, unfortunately, as a race, because we don't have a lot of the advantage that they're like born into, basically, or educated on. And so we're always how many ever steps behind because we don't have that knowledge. Entrepreneurship, mindset change, because a lot of Black people feel like, I've had to run in entrepreneurship in different forms. And the biggest obstacles you run into are Black people, because they right away, they like, man, it's a scam. Man, this ain't
right.
real. Because it ain't meaning
she charging too much. Why she think I'm gonna pay her full price?
Yeah. Right. So it's like if you don't change your mindset, you always gonna be stuck there. So that's the biggest obstacle. The gap is never gonna be closed. Thinking that way.
And I would have in the past said shameless plug, but that's our topic for next week, and then 2 weeks after that. So we're actually talking about that mindset you're talking about, for our community. Sounds like you're a conservative, but go ahead, Sel.
Hey, most of us are conservatives in, fiscal ways, but other ways, politically, I don't know about that part. How do you feel about recycling the melanated currency?
It's needed. We don't spend enough money in our own communities, but part of it goes right back to mindset, because if you don't have it established, right, where are you going to spend it? But when there are those that are branching out and opening up their mind, stimulating their mind, Craig, and doing what they need to do, then you do need to be supportive and support them to the fullest, like you would any other type of business. Like, because that's the number one. I sound like I'm talking down on my own people, but like, that's what happens is like, I know, man, we friends already. I can't get no discount. Like, I can't get no, like, you ain't, what is it, 50% off? What in it? Like, why does it always have to be that? Why can't it be paying full price and supporting and keeping the dollar within our community? Everybody, if you look at other races that do that, look how much further along they are. And unfortunately, we don't.
All others do in some form or fashion.
We used to. We taught all of them that, historically, but we've been programmed a different way.
Completely.
I've had numerous people that I've done business with coming up, whether they were lumpen proletariats or legitimate businesses, pat me on the back and tell me that they appreciate that I don't come around, trying to get discounts. Now, let me say this, though. As I've investigated mindset, it's okay to pay a fair price and to negotiate, but it has to be within reason. It has to be, if you want 5% off, 10% off, we can do that, but don't spend here all day trying to get 50% off and waste my time.
And start off paying 100%. I mean, if you can afford it, that's the whole thing. Now, the only time you start looking for a break on the price is when you can't do it.
Or if it's outside of your race, or if you're at the Gucci store where you're trying to front.
Oh, well.
Hey.
Shouldn't be there. It don't sound like.
we'll go pay full price at that swap meet on 127th cross.
Say nothing about it.
Yeah, full price.
Your buddy's getting his business off the ground. We want.
Right.
Right.
The full price at the swap meet.
75% off.
You're supposed to negotiate at the swap meet. That's why those places are set up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we won't negotiate there.
But in your business that you got established, that they'll come wanting 70%. All right, come on,
70% off.
75. 80?
On the
80?
Bro, on the brand new Jordans too. Not the old models. Not the PlayStation 3, but on the new one. 70% off.
Especially if they got their own product. They really want a discount on that one.
But the mindset though is I've been studying it.
Right.
And I've been studying it. This ain't just, and it's, you just got to say no. All right. But let's push this forward. You just got to say no. That's all. You don't have to explain it. Just say no.
Yep. It's a complete sentence.
So you can't do that one.
It is.
Facts.
You've touched on it and hinted, but what? Discuss the necessity for mentorship.
Woo! That's my area. It's absolutely necessary and it's amazing. I was blessed to be able to be a mentor. So really quick, how I got to mentoring is because I don't know about y'all, but have you ever been like, I was in this place where I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing in life? Like, I'll never forget, I was sitting there, I'm like, I'm supposed to be doing something else, but I can't figure it out. And it was driving me crazy. I mean, for some years, I use the term, like, I felt like I was like busting out of my skin because I couldn't figure out what am I supposed to be doing. And I think it started to happen in little steps. So somehow I think at my job, they were coming to my job and saying they were looking for mentors. And my boys were little then. And I had just got a job and stuff after being laid off from the recession. I'm like, how can I mentor when I got my own kids? And like, I mean, I'm down here. I don't have no blood family down here. Like they daddy side down here, but I don't have no relatives, no parent, no grandparent, nothing from my end to help. You know what I mean? I have a village, which are my girls, like my friend. God bless me with an amazing village, but I don't have blood relatives. So when they were younger, there's only certain people you trust your kids with and stuff. So I'm like, I don't know. Then I found out that they gave you an hour out of your work week to go mentor. So that means I could do it during my work day and it didn't take away from my own kids. I didn't have find nobody to watch them. So I signed up, but I was scared because I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I feel like I need to be doing this, but I don't know. And I signed up. And I'll never forget when I met my girl, my boo, she was 11. And I think we were both scared. And my name is Sukiya and her name is Akiya. And we both like purple. So right away, we just kind of like, boom. And then we just started buying it. So we both had jitters, but we got over it. And then that just became the highlight of my week. So it wasn't just for her. It was blessing me too, So then I was able to go through, because she had a horrible family background, 50 million siblings. Her daddy had 10, 12 kids. Her mom had 8 kids. And she was raising herself basically. And just the way I was able to see that this, even though it was an hour a week, and then if we would have a banquet or something, I was just seeing the impact that it had on her life in a positive way and the impact it had on mine. And I'm like, this is absolutely necessary because there's so many kids out here in these situations and they don't have nobody. They really don't have anybody to talk to. I'm about to cry. They don't have anybody to go through life. They just kind of lost,
Nobody cares. Let me ask you 2 things. What does your name mean, Sukiya?
Thanks.
Okay, my parents made it up in their minds. So they made it up to mean fulfilled love. My dad got Suki from somewhere, and then they added the N. But as I grew older, I ran into people from different cultures. Culture. So in Hindi, it actually means one who's always happy. And then it was in another culture, it meant the happy one. Like, people told me this, like I would be waitressing or I was at my other job and they found out what my name was. One guy broke my name down in Hindi, like wrote it in the symbols and everything. And I'm like, my parents didn't even know that. Like, and it was so spot on. It gave me chills, but like, that's what they say.
Consciously, they didn't know.
Right.
And your mentoree was Akia?
Akia.
Now,
so
was she named after the furniture store?
But you know what? Her mom is Japanese. Her mom was either Japanese or mixed with Japanese. Oh, because that's one of the cultures that my name had the meaning in. Right. That's the one that happened. So she had that work. Right. So something might have been linked there, sir.
Yeah, something's been linked there. All right. All right. Big ups, because we're big on mentorship, and like you just said, though, that's why this is on our list, because many of us have no one.
Mm-hmm.
And when you come across someone, it might be the local lumpen proletariat, somebody with or just you'd be lucky to come across somebody who's not just trying to take advantage of you. Yes, they should be able to make money off of you, like a employee relationship or like an apprentice relationship. Yes, that can happen, but they should still be educating you for a certain mindset and keeping you safe and making you grow and develop. And most of us don't even have that no more. So, all right. Great job, you guys. I got a couple more questions in this segment. What can black men do to protect black women from being murdered, kidnapped, and sex trafficked at an incredulous pace when compared to the non-melanated?
They got to be more they need to be more present. In this day and age, it's like relationships, marriages, a lot of stuff they're no longer intact. I mean, I don't know how to even start that repair part, but presence, there's not enough male. I'm a prime example. I do like everything on my own. I really do. So I don't know how to change that part. But it needs to be more actual presence, and it doesn't necessarily mean
now remember,
in a relationship.
Your great grandson could be listening to this. Go ahead.
I'm okay, and I'm telling the truth. Listen, great grandson, how you doing? So that's how it is. That's how I see it. You know what I mean? So, and I don't mean necessarily in a relationship. I just mean somehow being more present, eyes on, I don't know, escorting, helping someone, not escorting like that. I mean, like making sure, just making sure a lady gets to her car, okay? Getting in here, okay? That's the type of escort I mean. Like that kind of stuff, because that just helps kind of close the window more, making us less vulnerable per se to, that type of what's going on with the what happens with women sometimes. But I don't know. Like I said, it's deeper than the surface right there, because I'm not saying men ain't nothing. So I hope you're not taking it that way. I'm just meaning there does need to be more of a presence there in whatever capacity you're able to do that.
One of the noobs who actually came up a townie, and he said he's on our show, and he was a guest, and he said something similar. And Eddie Murphy's brother Vernon said something similar to what you're saying about presence, and they're saying like even married couples or a black man could be in a relationship and yet and still their lady is off and about everywhere just by herself, and off times, unless there's an event. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And So it's, you know, it's what you're saying about being present, being seen more, being together more,
Yeah.
things of that nature.
Yeah, even in their neighborhood, if they know she's always by herself, there's never a man there or around, then you're more
Just
of an
looking
equal.
out. Treat it like a sister, if nothing else.
Right. It don't have to be this and that.
Right. It could be just
Whoa,
my sister.
Well,
Look
hold
out,
on. You
sister.
hold on. You got your shirt. Oh, okay. All right. I'm glad you're explaining that. Go ahead. So you got your.
It's my sister over there. Look,
Hot
watch
tub
out for
shirt
her.
on. About to say, this ain't my sister. You better take that hot tub shirt off.
Man, this hot tub tour, you don't give a fuck what you talking about. You see that?
Hey,
I love you. Nothing you can do about it.
Hey,
oh goodness.
Dolly, pardon my sarcasm, said Suki's a wonderful boy mom. And pro commenter man. Ah, interesting. Looks like he's got the Cookie Monster. Pro commenter? Self love works better in the back of the bus where the driver can't see you. This is this guy.
Uh-oh.
This guy is great. He comes into the show every now and then and he talks about kids doing things in the back of the bus.
Oh,
where the driver can't see him. I don't know. I mean, if we gotta get this guy on, we gotta get him on the show.
Looking like
Dolly, pardon my sarcasm, said not IKEA. So yeah,
Right.
so I guess, yeah. All right. That's my bad.
He knew that.
he did. Of course he did.
He needs to put them teeth back on.
TATN.
All right. We're wrapping up this segment since you guys are clowning me now. We got to wrap this segment up. All right, here we go. Great answer, by the way. What's your take on Black Lives Matter?
The slogan or the organization or what? All of it, all of the above.
Facts. Just you answer it how you want to answer it.
I'm coming, I guess, from both angles. I want, I guess the part that irks me the most is when other races are not understanding the actual, I won't even call it a slogan, but the actual saying of Black Lives Matter, and they get all up in arms thinking that other lives don't matter, then all the other shirts and stuff come up. That's not what that's saying. It's just saying, for once, like, understand that because you're treating it like our lives don't matter, it doesn't mean nobody else's lives matter. It's just like, hello, like they use the analogy of like a house on fire and the house not on fire. We talking about the house that's on fire. We're not talking about, that doesn't mean the house that's not on fire doesn't matter. It's just not on fire right now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that aspect, the organization, I don't know enough about. I feel like it's getting a bad rep, like of negative connotation, like surrounding it. And I don't necessarily, I haven't dug deep enough to know why, but I have heard enough, good stuff from people on the inside of it who they have they're on a mission, they're doing good things, it's being tainted in the media or whatever. They've got Congress commercials going on. He supports BLM, don't vote for him, that kind of stuff going on. So I think just research needs to be done before you start bashing organizations and you don't even know what's going on.
Fair. Yeah, we've heard some of it all about Black Lives Matter. And one thing we don't do, this isn't a debate format. We find that our people tend to go back and forth all the time, and it's tough to have discourse, in exchange of information. So this is basically the Suki show, where you're laying down your platform, and then, that's the way we do it to keep the peace. And so this song, this is by Nas. It's called Halftime. So we're going to take like a 6-minute break so you can stretch your legs, Suki, and then we'll see you in 6 minutes. All right?
Okay.
All right.
It's halftime.
Boo-boo.
Halftime. Thank y'all for being here as always. Today, we are breaking down the Self Luv Show, Micro-Aggressions, and Black Women in the Workplace with Mayoral Asst. Sukiya Reid. And as always, we've gone through early life and the foundational questions. Now we're going to get into what's happening now. The career and the microaggressions Black women face in the workplace. And always, we got some great videos for you to check. Check them out. And we'll be right back.
Never simping, always pimping. Let's see here. I got it, bro.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us. We might not be the ones, but let's not be selfish, and because we're not going to change the world, let's not talk about how we should change.
24 years ago today, iconic rapper Tupac Shakur was shot here in Las Vegas.
The rapper was shot inside of a BMW while stopped at a red light on Koval and Flamingo. We all know the story. He then died 6 days later. The shooting happened after a Mike Tyson fight against Bruce Sheldon at MGM Grand. And then there was a brawl inside of the lobby right after that fight. Tupac was in the car with Marion Suge Knight, who was grazed by a bullet. No one has ever been arrested for Tupac's murder.
Come on, man. You don't know what you don't know, but you got to be doing something to know that you don't know. As opposed to saying, how do I become a star? Who do I talk to get put on? Like people hit me up like, yo, put me on Snowfall. Like, come on, man. Really? So, and then, yeah, so that's it.
Let's shift gears a bit. Would, could, or should, I don't like should too much. You mentioned Reese, call him DX, Deviator X, those who know him. He doesn't like should too much because he says it's a judgment. But, and it is as I think about it, but what should Black men do to protect our women, quote unquote? You know, you can't be possessive anymore. It's a new day. But what can Black men do to protect Black women from being murdered, kidnapped, and trafficked at a much higher pace than any other race, bro? And it'll blow your mind if I get your figures.
Well, the first thing Black men can do is acknowledge their pain. Because Black men, we're taught to suppress our pain, our fears, our anger, our emotions in general. We're taught to suppress them. And we're rarely in safe spaces that allow us to share that. You know what I'm saying? So I think, number one, acknowledging our pain, acknowledging our emotions and our feelings gives us a level of self-worth that will, reach out, that will extend into giving that worth to women, our women and our children. It starts with self. You know what I'm saying? Just like I remember when my baby, right before my baby was born, my boy was like, listen, man, make sure you take care of your girl, then the baby. Like, shouldn't it be the baby, then my girl? Like, nah, you gotta take care of you so you can take care of her. Then y'all can take care of the baby. It's a trickle down effect as opposed to from the bottom to the top. I said, that makes sense. So in terms of protecting Black women and Black children, Black men have to first protect themselves. And first of all, they have to identify their problems, you know what I'm saying? Because we've been taught to suppress and ignore shit for so long, it compounds. And that's why hypertension, high blood pressure, diabetes is killing us at such young ages. You know what I'm saying? Cats get wiped out at 50, 45.
Prostate
cancer, all that. A part of that is tied into the stress that we carry. It's a weight. And it's a weight that we carry for so long, we don't even see it as a weight anymore. So to shed that weight will make us lighter, freer, and then it will all extend into support of our women and our children.
Well said. That's we're adding that to our Moor Growth and Development program. You know, Noop, Ernest
Raj, he sat with us. What's Ernest Thomas?
Ernest
Yeah,
Thomas,
he's
yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
and he pointed it out to us. There was something that he wanted to be addressed. So something self-love and I are looking at. My last question in this segment, and then I'm gonna throw it to self-love. What is your take on Black Lives Matter? You as a black man from Chicago.
Well, I definitely support and believe that Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? And I know.
What's going on? This is Cotton. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
Do you still have them?
Yes, sir. Welcome back to the Self Love Show, where today we are breaking down microaggressions in black women in the workplace with Mayor's Assistant Sukiya Reid. You already know first half. If you just checking in now, we checked out early life and foundational questions for the Self-Love Nation. Now we're going to expand into the here and now. Get really into the topic of microaggressions in black women in the workplace.
Dog whistles. Yes, sir. Yeah, we're going to kick that off. Second half is starting.
Big ups to Trife Mac.
Big ups to Trife Mac. And y'all copy that link I pinned in the chat. We got, it's for mentor programs. Can never have enough mentors. Can never have too many mentors, I should say. All right. If I made it this far, big ups to Trife Mac. Anywhere. All right, so as Self-Love said, we're going to get into the professional life here. And then we're going to talk about potential microaggressions. We try not to lead with our questions because this is about lessons, not lectures. So we just want to hear this young lady's journey. So here we go. Now, what is it like? This is the only question I ask. We don't typically ask about current jobs. So, we like you to keep getting money. But what is being an assistant to the mayor like?
Insane. So this is new. This is a new part of my role. I've been with the city of Champaign since November 2019. So I didn't come in this exact role. I was in the same office, but I had different duties. So in January, things shifted around and this was thrown at me. And I was scared out of my mind because not only did I get assigned being the mayor's assistant, but also taking on liquor licensing for the whole city of Champaign, which is this crazy.
Oh, we got to talk offline. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
You trying to open something up?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Cap Alpha Psi Greater Beta Liquors and Emporiums. Go ahead. No, we can't use that.
World. You said what?
They won't let us use that, but
Yeah, you have to change it up a little bit, but
yeah.
So yeah, I was initially scared. I hung with some of y'all back in February on Founders, and that's when I was just about to start it, and I was very nervous. But now I'm a few months in, and I'm getting a handle on it. The first week or so, I had a couple of breakdowns, but the mayor, we have a female mayor for those who don't know, so she's very busy. So it's just I have to handle all her stuff, her scheduling, her engagements, her travel, her meetings with the community, the calls, because people think that magically the mayor is going to make every single problem in the city of Champaign disappear. like, and that's fine, you know, but a lot of people don't understand the way it's like self-work. So, you know, they say, you know, this person did this to me, I'm gonna call the mayor. So like, it's a lot to deal with. I also get the, there's so much crime happening down here now in Champaign and Urbana, actually, both. I've been down here 26 years and it's never been like this. It's like, it's bad. It's been bad. So then you get the people who call. So you see the title of the show. So this is when I get the calls and they can clearly hear. I'm pretty sure they can tell I'm a woman of color on the phone. Like I do have my work voice on, but you can still probably tell. And then I get the comments, you know. All the ones with the tinted windows, all the ones with the stuff hanging from their rear view, just lock them all up. They're all on parole anyway. Get them off the streets, and then the shooting will stop and all this. And I gotta hear this stuff on the phone, like on a regular basis, and still try to keep my job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the hardest part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, you shouldn't have to. Like if it's just dog whistling, I would say just don't take it personal, even though, you know, I know, you know what they're doing. You know, this would be my suggestion if it's just dog whistling. But if it becomes overt racism, hey, sir or ma'am, I don't have to take this off nobody.
I said that.
And I have my orders to discontinue this call if you keep this up. In fact, I had orders to discontinue it before I said this. Now, what do you want to do? You know what I'm saying? Sir or ma'am. Right.
Yeah, and I have been given that. Like, first of all, I've been in customer service since I was 18.
Yeah.
You know, I'm 44, so I know how to deal with disgruntled people.
But you're still human.
And be nicey at the same time. Because meanwhile, my car is tinted and I got a tree hanging from my rearview mirror.
Right. Right. So they're all on parole.
There like, so I'm on parole, but I work for the mayor. Let's figure that part out. But like, I know a way to, but I've been empowered through my people I work with. You know, you don't have to take that. You know, I've been through the hardest part of our time with the pandemic, working in the office I'm working now. Mm-hmm. When the mayor put down the first emergency order to shut down everything, we had people calling from Indiana and who does the mayor think she is, taking our alcohol and our guns? I mean, it was going off. And like, we had to sit there, it's like, boom, just like getting stolen all day long with these phone calls. Right. It was insane, you know? And a couple times I did bust into tears because I'm weak, but because I was so upset, it was like hot tears just jumping out my eyes.
Right.
You know what I mean? From all the bull that you got to listen to.
The fact that here we are in 2021, 2022, and it's, Well,
and
Champaign's always been one of the KKK hubs. No, I'm not making this up.
I just never had it in my face like that before.
Yeah. Well, on the phone, it's not in your face. But now...
He's not making it up. They were a fraternity on campus. Look in the Ilios.
Yeah. Yeah. And then calling from Indiana, I would have had fun with that one. We don't have any jurisdiction over what's going on. Who is this? Where are you?
They were calling from everywhere. Texas.
You want them good old boys, huh? Confederate.
Hold it. Let me tell you who your mayor is. You know, let me give you their phone number.
Which flag do you fly?
All right.
It was
horrible. Is your what party is the mayor party affiliated?
Yeah, she's Democrat.
Okay. All right. Let's push past that. You know, people got mouths to feed. All right. Any myth or oh, wait a minute. I'm in the wrong place. All right, here we go. How has your professional and or personal journey, because you just mentioned you've been doing this similar type work since 18, but now not just your professional, but your personal journey, how do you think this has built you to deal with the above or aforementioned issues?
I'm like a pro, basically. I mean, you could catch me on a bad day where it's gonna, I may not be prepared, but
you're human.
Right. But that, based on how my, actually one of my coworkers brought something to light that's actually not favorable, but because the way my household was growing up and it was so tense and it was like walking on eggshells, I'm a good reader of people. Like I can read people really good, not like no cards or nothing. I can read energy and all that really, really good. So I can kind of tell going in. Like white people don't understand. When I'm telling you as a Black person, I can tell when you walk up to me, if you already got a problem with me before I even say anything, I can feel it. I can seriously feel it. So like a lot of times, you know, it can affect the way I interact with them. But there's been times like I've had one come to my face, several come to my face and say, ask for the person behind me who's white, because they don't even want to talk to me. You know what I mean? So that it just takes a lot of skill at this point to like, I feel my ears get hot.
You're like, what do you mean? You mean the meth head? You're talking about the janitor? This guy's a meth head. You go ahead though. I like having fun with those people.
Like, I need to talk to somebody else. And like I know when I'm getting at my point because the top of my ears get really hot, and that's when I know. Oh, I gotta come. Like
empathic. Be like, what?
Yeah, right. I'm an empath, big time.
Get you some of these when they started.
Right.
That's what. It's just the way I start looking at it when they start walking up with that, and especially if I'm in a service position, because you know.
Yeah, I see right through them, and then it's like, and then I'll give them a look like I'm not slow. Right. I don't need you to talk to me this way. Like all those things come about. Look at Tori, and it's like it's just a lot. It's just a lot to deal with. But it's sad. It's really sad that in 2022 it's still going on, and they feel like you're incompetent and you can't handle your position or you can't help them with whatever they're coming in for.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the hard part. But
hey, they've been taught a lot of the same crap that we've been taught, and they believe it.
Oh yeah.
Like what you mean? I'm asking questions then. Like,
yeah, I mean, history. A lot of us
believe it.
That's what I said. History is his story. 95% of it is made up.
Basically, they believe that we haven't really contributed anything to society. That we're slower than them.
When it's them that haven't,
we have
that's the whole problem.
A higher proclivity for crime and violent crime, and
we have a huge frontal lobe.
when it's them. When it's them, it's the whole shit. They got the whole projection thing perfected. They like, you guys are lazy. You don't do anything. You haven't done anything. You know, and that's their whole premise. And it's them. Pink people, boy, they're amazing.
Delusions of grandeur.
They've
we call it
nothing.
delusions of grandeur on the yard.
Yeah, and it's true. And I will say, at least this employer, because when I first started out, I was a waitress. 18, that was my first job.
Where were you? For where? Cracker Barrel? Oh my God, you went right in there.
You jumped right in.
Right? A Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel.
Right. That's what I told you something right
there. They were like, you sure you're going to be my waitress? I might need another waitress.
I mean, seriously.
That guy over there popping, I think I might want him to take my order.
No, but seriously, what year was this?
This was 96. I graduated from high school.
Now, if I was Pink and I went into a place called Cracker Barrel and it was out there in the suburbs somewhere.
It was in Madison.
Yep, I know the Madison one on Lincoln Highway.
Yeah, me too.
And if I was working there, I'd like okay, if I had a Pookie Barrel, right, or the watermelon, and then some blonde white girl come out there.
Pookie Barrel.
Yeah, I don't. You know what I mean? I'm not here to see this blonde. You know what I'm trying to say? But go ahead. You had to have a job.
I didn't think anything, Rachel. This is before they even got like their lawsuits or whatever. I seriously was like, okay, I went there, I needed a job, and I went to get an application. They had an interview, hired me on the spot. Like they said on Friday or something, hired me on the spot. I had a job in the door. Boom. But I'll never forget, I had this one table and I walked up to them. I'm like, hi, my name is, I was going by Kiki. Kiki's my real nickname. I was like, hi, I'm Kiki. How can I start you off with drinks, whatever it is. And they looked at me and I saw this look.
Yes. I said yes. Go ahead.
He told the manager that they did not want me to be their server.
Yes.
Hey, like shit. Where?
Yes. You're in the Cracker Barrel.
We came to good old Cracker Barrel. We didn't expect to see nothing but crackers.
wasn't Macy's, had a whole bunch of black people. It was all of us working up in there.
I'm like, how do you send a black one to my table?
Yeah, the
God
black ones.
damn it, I'm Cracker, and this is
black
Cracker Barrel. What are
yeah,
you
the
doing?
black ones got to be in the back, you know, sweeping the floor.
I
They're
should've
okay
been in
with
the
that.
back.
Yeah, they're okay with
Mopping
that.
and all that, but they
Right.
want the guy that's mopping
Right, to be black. Right.
to come serve them.
That was like the rest. Most people were nice though. They were.
Yeah.
I transferred to the one down here in Urbana once I went to U of I,
Oh.
and I didn't have no issues there. But like that, I couldn't believe that. And then my manager basically
They just thought it. They
wanted.
just didn't say it. They were
And
like,
didn't speak up for me or nothing.
Your manager didn't?
Yes, my manager didn't speak up for me. Got them a white server.
Yeah. Because the customer's always white. I mean, right.
and it's Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
For God's sake,
They named it-
it's Cracker Barrel. I mean, what are you?
But I promise it wasn't like that.
Oh, it was like that. Look,
You
listen.
just didn't realize it.
Yeah, you didn't
I
listen.
told you I was sheltered. Shoot.
Listen, I've only eaten there like once or twice because people have drugged me there. Once I saw the name, it didn't take me long to put together that those people don't want me there. They're probably shitting on my food. You know what I mean?
No,
It's called
I was in the back. Your food was good.
I
used to get the food out the window. It was good.
I just wanted to sit in the parking lot and call these people crackers. Going in the barrel, huh? Another cracker.
Nowadays, I would probably look at that, but back then I was so like I ain't know nothing. I was just like, oh, I'm getting money. You know,
We was drinking the Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying. We all
and I was used to cream on me, so shoot, it wasn't no different. I'm like, what's up?
We all have a moment where we drink the Kool-Aid. Well, most of us, not all of us. All right, let's move on past that. And big ups to the Cracker Barrel, huh? Big ups, Self, to the Cracker Barrel.
He gonna say no ups.
No ups for Cracker Barrel. Crackers are crackers, and you know
they got some good food though.
Yeah, they
only
do.
ones I like to eat. You know, I eat it. It's not no ones that have to encounter.
They got the sweetest tea I ever. Man, that tea, boy, the Cracker Barrel make a drink. The lemonade, woo. All right, here we go.
They serving liquor now. I said, where was that when I was serving? I could have got better.
Whoa.
Yeah, they serving liquor. All right,
Yeah,
all right.
I know that.
All right, here we go. How is being a public employee? How does it compare or differ or let's juxtapose? Put it this way: juxtapose being a public employee or a public servant. There, I say, versus working in the private sector, doing what you do.
Oh, it's very different because after Cracker Barrel, then I went on to work for Carl Hospital. So I used to work in an emergency room. I was at Carl for like 8 years. So working and then I was at another municipality before Champaign for 9 years. So I know the difference between private and public. And in the public sector, you know, everything's for the public viewing, how much you make, you know, positions.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I paid my tax dollars for your salary.
Mm-hmm.
That's the number one line you get. So like, and they say government employees are lazy. We working our butts off. Let me tell you, it ain't no lazy going on there, but like just the scrutiny that you're under working for local government, which is public sector as opposed to private, is totally different. You know what I mean? It's just more exposed. They feel like they have a right to know every single thing that's going on. It's just more exposed and in the public eye and scrutinized.
Do you think you've dealt with more microaggressions in the public sector or in the private sector as far as being a Black woman?
It's in both. And let me tell you, because maybe it's because in the private sector working for Carl, you work with a lot of doctors. So part of it was not just but part of it was me. And I'll take responsibility for that. Because the way I grew up, I had very low self-worth, very low self-esteem based on how my dad and how he raised, you know, and that's another story. But so I came into that scenario very low, not giving myself any type of credit. Like I could barely look these doctors in the eyes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm already presenting this low vibration, right? Because that's how I had to be with my dad. You know what I mean? So it didn't help the situation none. You know what I mean? Because a lot of them feel like they God. They feel like they're a doctor. They feel like they God, and they treat you that way, right? So if you already come in like this, which is basically how I was coming in there. Oh, it was bad. It could be bad. You know, they treat you like you was nothing, like step fetch it. Give me that, do that, you know, that kind of stuff. And then, you know, it was just so, it was, I guess it was more blatant. It wasn't even like subtle. It was just more blatant. In local government, it's more so, just kind of, yeah, it's more subtle. It's more looks you get. It's more like maybe thinking that you can't accomplish a task or maybe them over detailing what you, I'm like, you know, you gave me the, for real, you gave me the, I know I can do the steps. I don't need you like, but you didn't do that to the girl right next to me.
Right.
That kind of stuff right there. But I will say in Champaign versus when I worked for City of Urbana, which is where I started in local government, City of Champaign is a lot more diverse because in City of Urbana, I was like the only Black. So y'all interviewed Janelle a few months ago. So she came like 3 years into when I was at Urbana. And me and her got to be together. Like she was in a different area for a few years. Big ups
to Janelle, big ups.
Right. But so I was a token Blackie for like 3-4 years. Then Janelle came.
Huge ups to Janelle.
Then she left, and then I was back by myself again until somebody else came. And it was to the point where our state representative would come in and she's like, what's going on in here? It needs to be some more Blacks in here. What's going on in here? Like she didn't like that. Well, I got to Champaign. I was blown away. I'm like, in my department alone, it was 4 to 5 Blacks. I'm like, wow, because this was not like that over in Urbana, you know. So it was a difference there.
Well, that's the townie life. I want to ask you though. Now, your job though, if your mayor, if the mayor is ousted, do you keep your job? Do they keep? Okay,
I
so
do.
You because you work for the city, not necessarily.
Right. Correct. Because Champaign is a city manager run government. It's not a mayor run government. Urbana, the mayor runs the. She's the head.
Wow.
In Champaign, the city manager is actually the head. The mayor is more of a
sounds like Silverdale.
It does. But did you say she? So both mayors are females at this time?
Correct. Urbana and Champaign.
Oh, wow.
And that's another thing. They'll call and be like, can I speak to the mayor? Is he available? And I'll say she. And there's a lot of people too that don't want to accept that there's a woman mayor, a female mayor. So they're like, excuse me? No, I said him. I said, no, our mayor is a she. Okay.
Sir, you mean you don't know who the mayor is? Where are you? What's your name? Hold on, I'm gonna write this down. You know, you're gonna go viral.
So be mad. They be mad.
Jimmy Rock from Little Place, Texas, and goddamn it, the mayor in Urbana is a woman.
Oh man.
Champaign.
Hey,
and Champaign. I don't even know where that is, but what the is going on there?
Hey, could you imagine if Lori Lightblunt was the mayor down there? They was calling in.
Yeah, we all call her that.
Big ups to the mayor. Some people say good things about him.
Yeah,
seriously.
No ups to Mr. Burns.
All right, let's move past this. All right.
I live here, so Mr. Burns is, needs to change her whole situation. Cause
you call her what?
Mr. Burns from the Simpsons. Right. Simpson, eh? From Sector 4G. He dressed like him.
Yeah, I can see that.
And tries to rule a company like it. And this goddamn it, this the city of Chicago. It's not Mr. Burns' fucking company.
All right. Come on, we're gonna move on here. All right, enough of the Simpsons. All right, what's the biggest obstacle in your life right now, in your profession? Would you say being Black or being female?
Black. Because there's females in authority in the city of Champaign. However, I was thinking about it before this interview today, like running through the different departments, and literally there's one over me who's amazing. She's at the top, and she's Black. Outside of her, I'm like, there's no other Black women in like in an authoritative position outside of her. I really went through the department. So yeah. Being Black. even though it's diverse there, it stop at a certain level. It
That's
ain't going all the
interesting.
way up there.
So, you got the women's liberation movement, right? It's been going on.
Mhm.
But you feel like the biggest crutch or crucible would be being black versus being a female. I got you.
Yeah,
All right.
because I see a lot more. I see females in position there, so it's a black thing for sure.
Talking about the white girls getting away with extended smoke breaks and never doing anything and getting promoted and
Working from home when the rest of the
Uh-huh.
back.
Yeah.
Extended work from home.
Yeah. All right. That's fair.
Everybody else is looking like, how you still working from home?
All right. Can you describe a time where you felt like your avatar has affected your professional growth and development, whether it be positively or negatively?
The only instance I can think of, because I mean, like, I always take responsibility. Partly, I don't give myself enough credit, and I'm getting there. So like this lady that I'm telling you this over me now, she's stretching me big time. And so is the city manager. I'm turning into somebody I don't even recognize in a good way. But prior to that, at another job, I have my bachelor's from U of I, and I was like, so I initially, and I don't think I said this in the beginning part, but I initially was psych pre-med at U of I because I always dreamed of being a doctor. That's what I was always going to be. From the time I was 5, I always said I was going to be a doctor. I just knew I was. And then I started pre-med, but see, I was majoring in partying instead of what I was supposed to be majoring in because I came from the sheltered life. So I switched. I knew I wanted to be in something in the medical field.
Well, can you hold on, because I went through a similar process. It's not, we just didn't know we just didn't know we didn't know. In other words, a lot of people become doctors and they go down there and they major in something like poli-sci, and then they go to medical school after that, or later after they've matured, and by the time they're juniors, they start taking Chem 1000 and, bio pre-med, We came down there as freshmen, partying and kicking it and signing up for those courses.
Yeah, okay, that's true. Because I was psych pre-med in the door.
Yes, we all did.
Electrical engineering.
10 years old. Like, really? Coming from coach where I couldn't do nothing. So, when I got down here, I was like, what the?
Yeah.
So I wasn't thinking about that.
So if we knew, somebody would have said, look, your first 2 years, you're going to be partying and getting to know the campus and everything. Take a lot of electives, and get that GPA up. You know what I'm saying? And then once you mature and really know what you want to go after, sign up for those classes and challenge yourself. But I wouldn't suggest you do it now.
Yeah, that's what I should have did.
Yeah.
But like in hindsight, later on, I was looking at going back I actually was going to get my MBA. And I mentioned it to my boss. I don't know what made me, I don't know if I was in my eval, but I brought it up to her. And I had the boys already. And then, I don't know, she discouraged me. Like, she basically was like, I don't really think that's a good fit for you. Like, I don't really think this is really like on your path. Like, and I look back then and I'm like, why did I let her do that? Like, why did I take those words? And like, I went to the orientation, the informational or whatever it was for U of I for the MBA program. I went to, because between Janelle and my other girl, both went through the same program and I was going to do it. And then I let her talk me out of it.
So she hit you with the Malcolm X, having more, realistic dreams, Malcolm.
Yeah, and I'm not dumb by any means, but I will say coming to U of I made me feel dumb. I'm somebody who came from straight A's, didn't get a B prior to 8th grade, had all AP honors classes all through high school, 5.3 GPA on a 4-point scale. Got to U of I, felt this small, felt this dumb because I was on academic probation every other semester because I was kicking it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then that played into my psyche, and I started to ingest that, and it stunted me a lot. You know what I mean?
Well, let's back up to, is a pink lady telling you this?
Yes.
So you're like, so I'm like, So I should just poop on your desk then.
Right, so? They love to tell you.
Right, so wait, hold it. So I should just poop on your desk. I mean, all right, go ahead, bro. I mean,
just saying. They love to tell you something. Be more realistic, you know.
Yeah. But when they tell you stuff like that, go with it. So if I should be pooping on the should I poop in the bathroom or on your desk? You know, and then they understand, oh, wait a minute.
No, she think you should be pooping in your pants.
Right, but I'm gonna poop.
You'll do better pooping in your pants because that's her thoughts.
Damn her thoughts. I'm programming her mind. You're gonna get two options. I'm gonna poop on the floor. I'm gonna poop on your desk. Which do you choose? And they're gonna. You can't talk to me like that. Well, you can't talk to me like that. This is what I flush out of them. You know what I mean?
Because I'll be walking out the door because you know me. I'm a little less.
Yeah, now I wouldn't take that. But I did.
I'd be like, okay, buddy.
Oh no! So where do I poop? You know what I mean? Because that's basically what's coming out of your mouth is a bunch of poop. All right, but let's.
That's what I said. Yep.
All right,
that's where we different because I'm like.
All right, we got Dolly Parton. My sarcasm said medium ups to Burns to Lori Lightfoot.
Medium ups.
Yeah, because she's got moments. She does. She's got moments. I hear about some things that she does, and I'm like, okay. And then she has a smiley face. I don't know what it was about.
I you know.
I don't know. We've been clowning.
I will say this on the record that I voted for Mr. Burns, and you know, I thought there was going to be a change that I would like to see, but it's still a better than what was there. So I will say that part.
Okay.
All right.
I will say that.
Win.
And then she said, they take gap years and we don't. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. That's when we see them partying. We see them partying and drinking. We're like, how are they doing it all? Yeah, because they got that schedule for that now this semester.
They come in the house at 10 o'clock. And we be out till 4 or 5 in the morning going to Perkins.
Not only that, their platform is set. They're already there. You know, their family owns, somebody namership on something at the schools.
Yeah, and then I'd also add that I think alcohol affects their body different because they'll be out drinking till 4 or 5 in the morning and get up, take that shower or not, and be in class the next day just stinking. But they'll be there, and I'll be there. The alarm clock be going off, and people will punch me in the head. Get up, go to class.
Hey, buddies, I promise when we was in the dorms, we would be leaving out 10:30, 11. They'd be coming in because they started earlier in the day. They'd be done going to bed so they can make that 8 a.m. We just leaving out.
That's during the week. But you're right, though. You're right. But you're right. They do. Yeah, a lot of them do. Yeah, I agree. All right, so.
Different rhythm. We're on the 2 and 4. They're on the 1 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Real talk musically.
Facts. All right. Let's see here. List some hurdles facing African American or melanated or black women in your professional arena, and then in the workforce in general, if you want, and then talk about some potential solutions. Talk to the sisters.
Some hurdles will probably be getting promoted, getting not even necessarily promoted, but additional pay. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't getting no increase in pay with this new stuff I'm doing. I'm right, but the only saving grace is I don't see anybody else getting it. Now then it would be a problem. Right now it's like, oh, we're coming out of this pandemic, we're moving things around, bear with us type thing. Mm-hmm. But if it was like I'm seeing other people getting pumped up, then yeah, I have a serious problem and I'm going to be saying something about it. I also think myself, and also maybe other women of color, sometimes I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable asking for additional money, which is an issue within myself. But I get pushed to the limit. When I get pushed to the limit, then it comes out bad. So like they had put this other stuff on me before this. It finally got to the point where I was like having headaches. I was going crazy. And I was like, look, like basically I almost came to my boss like, I need some more. By the time I got to it, it came out angry because I was so frustrated, as opposed to calmly being like, I'm worth this. You want me to do this. I should be compensated this. You know what I mean? So that's the area I have to work on. But if you don't ask, you might not get it. It doesn't hurt to ask, and just being more confident and walking in your worth are the biggest pieces of advice I would give when you worth something. Because like even in my office, as I think I'm the only one in there with a bachelor's degree. I'm not the higher up, not over, but like the one's lateral to me, one has seniority, but just being more confident and saying, hey, I bring this and that to the table. I should be, compensated this. Only reason I'm not
one blessing on you.
Huh?
Closed mouth.
Don't get fed. Right. That's one of my favorite sayings.
So
the only reason I'm not, but I have asked, the only reason I'm not tripping is because
nobody has. I got you.
Right.
Lateral everywhere, so it ain't no.
Yeah. Right.
If it's some.
If
it's
I
all
think
public.
Like,
whoa.
Change the title to blah blah blah, and it's like what? I don't have a problem. Like I can easily see myself now being able to say something, even though it may feel uncomfortable. But I'm getting better.
You know what? Run
That's
for
what
me.
We all hopefully doing. Growing.
That's what you do.
That's what the Self Love Show is about. Growing.
Right. I'm trying at this old age. I'm finally trying to.
We won't try. We do or don't do.
I'm growing.
Either run for mayor, right, or we're going to talk about open up a liquor store. Right.
Okay.
We get our own raises. Mindset. All right, but I'm gonna throw it to Self Love here.
What he got?
Got to see, because I wouldn't.
He wasn't ready, no.
Yeah, I didn't catch the memo.
He's got his hot tub shirt on today.
How do you feel about the fact that most, if not all, prominent Black female politicians and judges have Caucasian spouses?
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
Amazing question.
I'm not the one to get into people's business. But I mean, it do make you be like, like, I see it both. I like this question.
Hold it. Before you answer it, what if it was the other way around? What if it was a bunch of Black men getting these positions and they all had white spouses? But go ahead. Now answer the question.
Okay, sir. It raises an eyebrow. I was going to raise an eyebrow the other way, too. I would say, like, what's the deal? Like, you can't find no money. Like, you can't be like, you can't keep it in the family. But I don't know. I mean.
And we're not talking about isolated. We're talking about all.
Every single one.
That's sad. I mean, that's deep.
And I know my sisters from Chi, a lot of them, we're not going to speak, but they always have a lot to say if a brother showed up to a local nightclub or bar or to a graduation with Buffy on his shoulder.
Correct.
But then I just notice all my women sit here and watch and shuck and dance for all of these Black women who got these white husbands or wives. Mayor Lori Light Blunt would be an example. We can go on and on with these. We can go on and on with these examples, but I don't hear nothing from Black women talking about it. And I have reason to suspect that if those were Black men doing that, we'd be hearing something about it.
It would hit different. But maybe this is what I'm seeing. I'm not saying, and I hate to generalize.
Okay.
Because I'm sitting in front of two very educated Black men doing big things. But there are, I will say, on the scale of, and I don't like this, but like what I run across, okay, let's just use me in my personal life. It's a limited amount of Black men that I run across personally, okay, that are not on some bull, that's handling business. Like, it's not, I'm not saying there's not any, but I'm just saying it's a lower amount than the amount of Black women that I see doing that, is what I'm saying. So maybe these Black women who are achieving these, I hate it. It sounds bad, y'all. Y'all know I'm not this type of person, but maybe that's why they are migrating or going to other races for mates, because they want to match they fly. You know what I'm saying? They want to match their level. Does that sound bad?
Yeah. So we don't debate. So I'll just leave it with this question. So the guy who's walking down 75th and King Drive, he's not matching his level when he's got Buffy on his arm.
It depends on what is Buffy doing, though. What is Buffy doing? Is she working? Does she have achievement?
Correct.
If she just trailer trash Buffy, then now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, she might be taking care of him, and you know that's what his. That's
we heard it. Self. We heard it right here on the Self Love Show. It just depends on what Buffy's doing. So if Buffy's a step up from Black women, then it's all good, huh? If Buffy's a step up,
make her a step up, but just being Buffy herself. It's like, is Buffy handling her business? Then okay, then maybe I gotta accept the fact that you with Buffy. Okay, maybe I gotta accept that. But if it's just because she's Buffy, then no.
Okay. All right.
I don't like that.
It's a new question.
Just because she's Buffy was the reaction that was that look.
Oh,
just because she's Buffy.
Oh no, that don't give you an automatic. No, I didn't.
Yeah, not for me either.
Okay.
And
because that don't equal elevated.
But I will espouse my opinion about the situation at hand, that every single person of color that is put in any point of power all have.
Oh, Barack didn't.
Right, I was about to say that. There we go. That's what I want. We got our one.
He's the one that ain't. She's real.
That's why I'm saying that every.
But their skin is the same.
But I'm talking about particularly Black women. You know what made me do it? What made me create this question was this new White House press secretary who replaced the white lady. And I sat here when I saw her come across the TV. She had the African hair, the natural hair, and she looked so down and this and that. And I started investigating. I said, is she foundationally Black American?
Blackface.
Or is she from somewhere else? Hold it. She's from somewhere else. And then I said, well, let me Google her spouse. And sure enough, it's a white woman.
Blackface.
Yeah, it's a white woman. A white woman. Oh. Right. But I mean, white woman, white man, it doesn't. We're in LGBTQ ABC month. Today's the first, so
right.
I don't care so much about the sex. All right, what I'm saying is
this has nothing to do with this month or any of that. I know this is the first date, but no, I'm gonna state that on the record. So I have no problem with anybody in the alphabet gang, but
nobody exactly. I'm just saying it feels like they're backdooring us, for lack of a better term.
They always do.
Yes. But now, will they put a Black man in a position of power that's got a white woman? Well, they've done it with the Supreme Court.
Colin. Well, him too. Colin,
clean your colon pile. Yeah. Colon cleanse pile.
And wait a minute. He's Black.
Not colon pile. Not him. We're talking about the Supreme Court.
I'm talking about
yeah. What's his name?
No, I guarantee you.
Uncle Clarence Thomas. Yes, he's got a white.
Says he's white. I guarantee it. He's white.
Yeah, Uncle Clarence Thomas. All right. Yeah, Uncle Clarence Thomas. All right. That was
Uncle Remus. What's the dude?
Remus.
Ruckus.
No, not Uncle Remus.
Ruckus.
Ruckus. My fault. My fault. Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah, well, that was a great question. So
white people.
I don't like these racial questions.
You got any more questions, Self Love?
Wait a minute. Dr. King had a dream What's yours?
Dang, you have to get deep on them. I just want our people, my people, just to be on an even playing field. You know what I mean? That's my dream. No deficits, no hangups, nothing that comes along with being Black. Like, I'm sick of it. You know what? We need to be as esteemed as everyone else, and it's probably a far-fetched dream. I mean, it's 2022, but like, that's my dream, that we at least got a, we got an equal start, and it's not any of this other stuff that's going on where we're just how we're treated. Even in the 2022, you can't even say that it's getting any better, because it's not.
Well, it's
It ain't even about all getting along either. It's
right.
Just let us have an equal starting point, a level playing field, that y'all ain't superior and we are no longer inferior anymore.
Never been
Per se.
Yeah, we need the false education to be removed. I agree with you 100%. Because
educate, yeah.
I was talking to my mom today, and I'm like, how we speak sooner, we walk sooner, we adjust to the whole world sooner, but you're superior?
Right. Right. The narrative.
Where they do that at?
Right.
Except America, because, there are other places that are really racist towards us, but they're taught the same narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and what advice for a young Black woman starting her professional journey would you have for her?
Have a lot of, be confident. I'm gonna stand on that. Know your worth. Present as if you deserve to be in the room. You are no less than anyone else in the room. And make sure you're professional in the ways that you need to be. Don't be showing up whatever you know what I'm saying. Do what you need to do.
Stop showing up smelling like reefer. Go ahead.
Right. Oh Lord, now that it became legal, geez, you can't even go to the store. Like, my boys be like, "Who, you smell that? You smell that?" Like, everybody got a Charlie Brown cloud behind them everywhere you go now. And it's like, geez, you can't show up to work like that. You need to be on your
P's. Not at all.
You need to be clean, have your appearance together, and and represent. But we got just as much right to be in these places as everybody else. But you do need to, make sure you are presenting well.
Love it. Absolutely love it. All right, so that concludes the serious stuff.
Yes.
And so now we're going to wrap it up with our esoteric questions. So
why are you laughing? Sorry.
These are the ones we enjoy.
Excuse me, Self Luv.
Yes. Yeah, we love these questions, and they expand the Self Love Nation, because it's so much diversity to the answers. It expands us all. So I love it.
All right.
Okay, I hope I'm ready.
All right, so here we go. This one's called the Self Love Time Machine. Right. So imagine if we had a time machine, right? And we were able to put you back in time, and now it's your 9th birthday. Your mom, your dad, they're sitting around the kitchen table or the dining room table. I'm going to hit mute, Self. They're sitting around the kitchen table or the dining room table, and now they're telling you to blow out the candles, make a wish, and then blow out the candle. So now, as soon as you blow out the candle, your adult self, as you are now, for a moment of time, is right there in front of your 9-year-old self. What would you advise your 9-year-old self?
Baby, you are beautiful. Your lips are not ugly. They not too big. You embrace your intelligence, because it is not them calling you a nerd. Ignore that. Walk in your truth, know your worth, think highly of yourself, and the world is yours.
Great advice to 9-year-old you. Great
So
advice.
Kiki, she was Kiki then.
And I feel like your descendants will appreciate hearing that, All right. So then,
Absolutely.
All right. Yes. All right. So now recommend a book.
Y'all gonna get me here. Now, I am the champion reader, and I used to read crazy before I had kids, and I don't get to read much anymore. I don't have a specific book, and I really want to get back to that. But I do recommend, what I do is listen a lot, because I'm working during the day. So I listen to like self-help videos, motivational videos, just feeding myself positive things, meditation, mindfulness, things like that. So I would recommend doing that.
All right. You're going to get back to us on that. We're not going to let you get away with that crap.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you've read
I did buy, the last book I bought was the 10X rule. But
it doesn't matter how
Hold
recent
on.
it is. Just
We're talking about a book that you recommend to grow the self-love nation.
Doesn't. We're not saying a book that you're reading now.
I'm not letting you get off on that. You have a
well,
book.
That's my homework.
No, you have a book that you've read that's affected your life and will change people's lives. What have you? Let's say example.
Not like that, because the last time I was reading, you don't want to know.
What book was it? You said 10X.
I used to read Eric Jerome Dickey and Toni Morrison and Terry McMillan and all them.
What did you suggest to your mentee?
What did you say? 10X? Were you about to give a title and then we cut you off?
Yeah, the 10X rule.
Okay, the 10X rule.
Oh, 10X rule. Okay, my bad.
All right, we'll go with that.
I give that recommendation to them. So
okay, fantastic.
That is great. My bad.
Now, excluding the Cracker Barrel, recommend a black-owned restaurant.
I'll give one here in town. Neal Street Blues is pretty good eats. Pretty good eats.
Actually, I think I've been there. I don't know if
have you?
Yeah.
Down here in the Champaign.
Yeah.
Was Shelley's thing there? Was that
Shelby's?
Shelley. Dean Shelley. What was his?
The vice chancellor who passed away.
Yes, they had that there. Yep.
Yeah. That's why I thought we'd been there. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Big ups, huge ups, amazing ups, ultimate ups to Dean Clarence Shelley.
Yeah,
amen.
Rest in peace.
He impacted a lot of our lives.
Rest up, Noop. All right. Quick hits. These are yes or no. Yes or no.
I like that.
Is there a God?
Yes.
Have you ever seen anything supernatural?
Yes.
Have you ever seen a UAP or a UFO?
No.
Have you ever seen an alien?
No.
Did human walk on the moon during the Apollo or ever?
Yes.
Okay. These are pick one. Would you rather meet your ancestors from 9 generations ago, or would you rather spend a day with an ancestor from 9 generations ago, or spend a day with one of your descendants from 9 generations down the road?
Descendant.
Wow, that's a great question.
Okay.
That was deep.
Would you rather safely journey to the deepest part of the sea, or safely journey to the planet Mars?
Mars.
Would you sell 1 year of your time here on Earth to receive $9 million today?
Absolutely.
I
I'm
thought she was going to
sorry.
say absolutely not. All right, we're
No,
gonna,
absolutely.
all right. All right. This is your magic box question. Imagine if self-love there created a magic box. It's an ornate box with a singular red button contained within the box. God forbid that a person whom you would have the most difficulty surviving this life as you know it. Imagine if this individual contracted a rare and terminal illness. Okay? And let's exclude me. All right? And this individual contracted a rare and terminal illness that they were suffering from dearly. I mean, crying out in pain, like every second, like, you know. And death was imminent. Okay? All the doctors, you know, said that it's nothing they can do, you know. And the morphine isn't working anymore. And it's just pain. Oh, I want to die. All right. What if self-love informed you and said, Suki, all you need to do is open that box and press down that red button, and your loved one would be 100% cured. But there's a genie in a bottle. There's a genie with a big butt in the bottle. LGBTQ week. But a person whom you do not know would then suffer the exact same fate as your loved one. Suki, do you push the button? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear anything.
I said yes, and I would pray for the other person.
You need to pray for yourself. That's what you need to be praying for. All right, here we go. My people, I love my people. All right. That's why our communities are the way they are, but I'm going to leave it at that. You know, a bunch of crabs in a barrel, but here we go.
Wow.
Here we go. What's the meaning of life?
The meaning of life is to figure out your purpose. You don't have to look for it. It's within you. So basically I should reword that and say, discover your purpose or your gift or gift. Give that to the world because you're not supposed to hold on to it and die empty. So don't take any of it with you. Give it all while you're here.
Okay. That's interesting. All right. So as Self-Love and I go to wrap the show up, but we do have a game we play with you. It only takes 2 minutes. But before we do that, is there anything that we have not unpacked that you would like to cover?
I don't think so.
All right. So now we're going to play our game here. And this one's called, oh, yeah, you've been studying the Bible since you were probably 2. So
Don't trust it. Don't trust it. It was forced. No, I'm just playing.
And we're going around calling everybody heathens. All right, so here we go. This is called the Self-Love Arc. So essentially, what we're going to do is give you a pair of items, right? Mm-hmm. And then just pick the one that resonates with you, all right? The goal is to get through 12 of these within 60 seconds, right? Or you could pass. But if you pass more than twice, so if you pass, you lose the point. And if you pass 3 times, you lose the game.
Okay.
You got me? Okay. So let me get my timer going here. All right, here we go. Jumping on the arc. Barack Obama, Michelle Obama.
Michelle.
Live forever or die tomorrow?
Live forever.
B.I.G. or Tupac Shakur?
Tupac.
Malcolm X, Martin Luther King?
Martin Luther King.
The Black Panther Party or the Democratic Party?
Black Panther.
Would you prefer to refund the police or defund the police?
Pass.
Anarchy or tyranny?
Anarchy.
Harold's Chicken or Uncle Remus?
Harold's Chicken.
A carjacking Pookie thug or an oath-breaking police thug?
Pookie.
Kappa Alpha Psi or the Greater Beta chapter?
Both. Greater Beta. You stuck that one in. You ain't never asked nobody that one.
Champaign, Illinois or Chicago, Illinois?
Champaign.
Last one. Beyonce. Hey, single ladies, I'm a single ladies, and I'm married, oh.
You taking my time away.
All right, Beyonce or Oprah Winfrey?
Oprah.
All right. That
I ain't
completes
drink
the
the
game.
Beyonce Kool-Aid.
Well, I'm surprised you wasn't one of those, what they call them, bees or something?
Beehive.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like Beyonce, but I'm not one of her.
Yeah, that's your era. I thought you was. I got a niece your age, and she's just beehive crazy. All right, you passed on. What she passed on? Self refund 12.
Yeah, that's a political thing, and I agree with that. I didn't have a problem with the pass.
I didn't either. All right. Just I'd like to see what you passed on. Okay, so then would you like to give any big ups or shout outs?
To you too for this amazing platform. Thank you for having me. I'm really honored to have been asked to be on here, and I had a great time. And I want to big up anybody who is watching the show live or the replay, and all my girls, because I had some girls pop up on here tonight. What's up? I love y'all.
All right, that's fair. And thank you very much for doing this.
Yep,
I started feel better actually, because I was really not feeling good, and I feel better now. So thank you.
I started off the show with it's going to expand the Self Love Nation, and I'm not, I'm always greatly surprised by the level of expansion that happens every show. But thank you so much, man. I didn't expect some of your answers, to be honest, but it's all good.
Okay.
It's all good. It's no bad in self-love.
Yeah, that's true.
Just not what you were expecting.
Yeah, and Tori actually said you would be feeling good enough to get through the show. So he
did speak that. He spoke that into existence.
Didn't he?
And let's big up Tori, because he talked a whole lot this show. Because some shows he don't
say anything.
And he didn't wear his self-love.
I think that's what it is.
Right.
It changed up some shit. I already had that shit cracked up, and it's like shit.
It might be the shirt, Suki.
Right, the shirt. You got to wear that every show now. You got to get different colors.
I already got different colors. It's funny.
Oh my God! They gave him a whole rainbow of colors, Suki.
No, it ain't a rainbow of colors out here. Like I said, this has got nothing to do with TATN. It's got everything to do with TATN, but this has nothing to do with the alphabet or anything.
I love it.
I do a TikTok, Tory Wordsmith. Check it out. I do a lot of.
Oh yeah, he's got some viral. He's got some. Yeah, my fault. Go ahead.
I'm just saying,
he's got some viral TikTok.
I just seen him with that on.
No.
No, you have.
Oh,
but
yeah,
they do some IGs.
Yeah.
I do my duets in the hot tub.
Yeah.
And someone,
So they do that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Hot tub tour.
I walked through the whole festival the whole time. It was like I was famous, and they was telling people I was famous, and they were like, "You famous? That's Tory Hot Tub."
You are famous.
That's tight.
Yeah.
I ain't
But it's not for any other thing but me giving you some information or anything though. It's got to be understood. There can't be any. I know it's that month and the whole thing. And there was a lot of that at the.
Roll with it, Noob.
Yeah. No.
Just roll with it.
I'm not gonna roll with it. You know me. What the hell? I'm gonna be me 100% all the time, every time, and I would tell you. You come with me with that, it's not.
It's not going to end well.
It might end okay, but it's not. You're not. It's not going to end what you want, because I'm going to be like,
Where do I poop? You want me to poop here? Or you want me
no, because they might want me to poop. It's going to be no poop.
Right. You can't even give
That was my whole point from earlier in the show. It's going to be no poop, because you might like that and get the away from me. That's the way we're going to be on. Love, honor, respect, self-love.
I agree.
I missed the TATN right there.
He's in rare form since he came back from his trip to Detroit.
Yeah, yes, and it's a brand new Tory Wordsmith
in town.
Hot Tub Tory, and it's going from here forward. Because
I was on the show that you debuted this on, so hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's going down now.
It's going to be a whole page for that.
Okay.
Well, Suki, we definitely, we don't kick anybody out. We definitely don't kick any silverbackheads out. But welcome to the Give Back gang, and we for damn sure won't kick any K-Sweets out. But
thank you so much.
Yeah, and show yourself. Well, I only Yoda noobs. I don't know what was going on when y'all was down there, but
different time and space, but you know how I go.
Yeah, only Yoda guys. But yeah, likewise, Suki, and show yourself out, and thank you so much for doing this.
Good night, gentlemen, and everybody else. Self Love Nation.
Kojic for life.
Boop boop.
Oh, man.
Expansive, bro.
I knew she would be.
I knew too.
Yeah.
I didn't know the background at all, but
that's great too, isn't it great? When you don't really know.
That's been like, honestly, damn near every guest we've had. Even people that pledge with me, because you can't know until questions are asked. And if y'all know words, if you know Tory, I don't really ask questions. People tell me and give me information. It just happens all my life. Like, they let me know what they want. And I don't ask a lot of questions. I don't. And the questions that are asked on the Self Love Show are expansive. And anybody encounter them is amazing.
Thanks. All right. And so the riddle was, and we had two people to solve it. Self Love was one, and Janelle, the AKA, she solved one before, I want to say. She's quite the riddler, so yeah. But the question was, if there are 4 sheep, 2 dogs, and 1 herdsman. I didn't get this stuff before I had to look at the answer. How many feet are there?
2. Because sheep have hooves and dogs have paws. They don't have feet.
You got the answer exactly like it was printed. It says 2, sheep have hooves, dogs have paws, only people have feet. Yeah.
It was, I had to think about it.
I saw you.
Yeah, the second time it came around, it was like, oh.
Yeah, but you got it. And so did Janelle. So big ups to Janelle. We'll have a parting gift for you. I guess when we're in Champaign, God willing, for February. Can't come around quick enough, can it, Self?
No. I might be there sooner, though. But
nice. Yeah, nice. All right. And then, you guys make sure next week, as Suki mentioned, she touched on it, we're doing How to Accumulate Income. This is a 2-part course. The first course is 101, and that's simply reprogramming the mind. We talk a lot on this show about, how we've been programmed. We've had hypnotists come on the show, talk about the subconscious and things of this nature. So next week is 101. And on the 22nd, it'll be 102, and that'll be suggestions and startup suggestions and ways to get a bag. So That's what we're on. And if anybody would like to be part of a panel, you can reach out to us at 424-900-6945. You can text, or you can drop a comment. That's 424-900-6945. That's troll free. Or you can drop
Absolutely troll free.
Trolls get holes around here.
Yes, sir.
Try us if you want to. Or you can just drop a comment into the comment section on this video, and then we'll reach out to you accordingly. Tomorrow, 9 p.m. Chi-Town time, we got Mouthpiece included. How's that? Mouthpiece included.
Man, always an amazing show.
And
my bros, man.
And don't forget to
include your mouthpiece, because shit, you might get your teeth knocked out in that TATN.
Yeah, we debate on that show.
Yes, we do.
Right, and it's an open mic, open panel, so to speak. So anybody's welcome to drop through. Tomorrow we're covering the all-time NBA all-time pink team. That's it. We're doing your top 5 and then your 6th man. Yeah,
Pink white? I don't know.
What? It's white, pink. Pink is more fun. Yeah. And of course, we've got my favorite part of the whole shebang. And
here we go.
That's going to be this brother, Hot Tub Tory Wordsmith's final words out there.
Yes, sir. The Creator is a blesser, innovator, the one we are connected with. It's in our DNA. It's our gift. I got the gift of gab that I developed in the lab and have kind of lived ghetto fab. But most of the reason is I really don't get too mad. I don't, pardon my French, give a fuck about microaggressions. I just take them in, absorb them as lessons, and see who's who. Because there's a big ass difference from the pink ass fool and someone you might convince to do what you need to do. One sees you as an adversary in the door. The other will listen to logic and explore higher dimensions. And there's a distinct difference between the both. Truth is, the one that hate the most probably took an oath. But we gotta approach a different broach, because we gotta make this shit happen no matter how they soaked. I hate to say it, but the truth is they a dying breed, and the only way they can succeed in moving forward if they share how we bleed. I got my oath, I got my creed, Choctaw, Cherokee, until I leave. That's my nationality. This black or white, it's not reality, at least in law. That's our fatal flaw. We deal with race and not class. One is the truth, and the other will whip our ass. Why clash? Let's take it to the next level. Silverdale, I will always be a rebel. We need to go into unincorporated lands and buy it up. From there, make our stand. Tell these immigrants that don't belong here, we're taking back our land, and we have no fear. And I'm sincere. I have no fear, because I've been dead, and it's overrated. We're in the here and now. We need to concentrate it, consummate it, and make it. We have to. Because we have a lineage. Can't deal on these ill people percentage. Because they're 1%. We are 99. That's why they should never ever control our minds. Our minds should be like digging for gold, or diamonds, or crystals that haven't been told. Not bestowed to some weaker beings. Inbred, pretty much deaded, as far as I am seeing. I am being man, not mankind. Not citizen, not human. The chosen. People of terror. That's not no error. Words.
Yes, sir. We're going to close this out. It's The Promised Land featuring Andre 3000. Big ups to J. Cole.
Huge ups to both souls.
Absolutely. Bullets are boomerangs.
Stand your ground.
Murder is suicide.
Absolutely. An eye for an eye.
Yes, sir. Silence is violence.
If you see something, say something. Help us all.
12. Greed. This is slave theory, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to make your kid or your loved one or anyone a slave, here's a formula. Make that person greedy. Make sure you expand their ego. Pump a whole lot of fear up in there. And you're sure to have created Slavin.
Those are the only slaves because how the words have made us. But freedom is charity plus humility times love.
Facts. Under zero circumstances, for any reason, don't answer questions.
As long as you living and breathing. I don't care who it is or whatever season. Question everything.
Y'all put on y'all thinking cap, because fear is cap.
Doesn't exist. So, vibrate love. Take you where you want to go.
And the highest vibration of that love, that's forgiveness. And it's charity.
So, do something charitable for a so-called enemy and end a beef.
Go down there to the police station and give them some donuts. Maybe some
Coffee.
Starbucks. Yeah, there you go, yeah, Starbucks. Man, so the ancestors and the elders say healthy people heal thy people.
That's for damn sure, because my witness on this planet is hurt people gonna hurt people.
Free the old man. Free Larry Hoover.
Free Chief Malik Jeff Fort.
Free all them guys. Free all the guys, man.
Gotta free the guys, man. You
Free the
really do,
guys.
because prison is fucking slavery. 13th Amendment.
13th Amendment. Yep. Be like St. Pedro. Keep your eyes on Yahusha. And you too can and will walk on water.
Facts, bro. You know, if you keep your eyes on Yeshua, you can move mountains.
You kidding me right now? Moving mountains? Are you kidding me right now, Nuke?
Now, that one right there, all we need is the faith of a mustard seed.
That's not a whole lot of faith, bro.
Bro, it's way more than we need, and we got way more than that.
Love yourself.
Self